And now a non-title event for one fall with a 10-minute time.
All right.
In the red corner at 268 pounds from Omaha, Nebraska, the North American heavyweight champion, Ted DiBiase. And coming into the ring now at 150 pounds from Virginia, S. Lee. And it's,
Who is Stagger Lee?
Who is Stagger Lee?
Stagger Lee. S. Lee is Stagger Lee and DiBiase. He seems really upset, and I know he is.
Sylvester Ritter, born December 14, 1952, and left this world June 1, 1998, better known for his work in the Mid-South Wrestling and the World Wrestling Federation as Junkyard Dog, or JYD, a nickname he received while working in a wrecking yard as a young man. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2004. Entering the ring with his trademark chain attached to a dog collar, and to the music of Queen's Another One Bites the Dust, JYD often headlined cards that drew large crowds and regularly sold out the Louisiana Superdome and other major venues, becoming the first black wrestler to be made the undisputed top star of his promotion. WWE author Brian Shields called the Junkyard Dog one of the most electrifying and charismatic wrestlers in the country, particularly during his peak in the early 80s. JYD was most known for his headbutts and upper body strength, the latter of which saw him regularly body slam such large wrestlers as One Man Gang, Kamala, and King Kong Bundy. The word thump, which referred to JYD's power slam, was prominently displayed on his wrestling trunks. JYD played college football at Fayetteville State University, twice earning honorable mentions All-American status, and is a member of the Sports Hall of Fame. He also graduated with a degree in political science. In 1976, he made his debut in the Tennessee Territory, working for promoter Jerry Jarrett, before moving to Nick Scalis's company and using the ring name Leroy Rochester. From there, he moved to Stu Hart's Stampede Wrestling as Big Daddy Ritter, where he captured the North American Heavyweight Championship twice. In the early 1980s, Ritter moved to Mid-South Wrestling, where Booker Cowboy Watts gave him the nickname and gimmick Junkyard Dog, as he would wear a long chain attached to a dog collar and white boots. He originally came to the ring pushing a cart full of junk called the Junk Wagon, and lost most of his early matches before his career caught on and became a top face in the company. While on top, he feuded with some of the top heels in the company, including a now famous angle with the Fabulous Freebirds, where they blinded him with hair cream. At the peak of his feud, JYD's wife gave birth to their first child, which was made part of the storyline. It was explained that JYD could not see his new daughter, something that increased the heat on the Fabulous Freebirds to the point where they needed police escorts in and out the arenas. The feud ended with the still blind JYD and Freeburg leader Michael P.S. Hayes wrestling in a steel cage dog collar match. Other notable feuds involved Ernie Ladd, Ted DiBiase, Kamala, King Kong Bundy, and Butch Reed. The 1982 feud with DiBiase was particularly notable as DiBiase, one of JYD's friends and tag team partners, turned heel and subsequently won a loser leaves town match against JYD with the help of a loaded glove, which was a DiBiase calling card at the time, forcing JYD to leave town for an extended period of time. In 1982, JYD was involved in a cross-promotional match for the NWA and AWA against Nick Bockwinkel that aired on the NWA Mid-South Wrestling and AWA programming, which he won by pinfall. A masked man physically resembling JYD, known as Stagger Lee, subsequently appeared in the region and began to defeat competition one by one, including DiBiase. though DiBiase and the other Hills strongly suspected that Stagger Lee was in fact JYD, they were unable to unmask him to prove their suspicions. Stagger Lee disappeared once the loser leaves town clause in the JYD/DiBiase match had expired, and JYD returned to reclaim the North American Heavyweight Championship. The feud with Reed was notable in that Reed, a protege of JYD, had turned heel. Reed, with the help of Bundy Landell, attacked the Dog many times. On a couple of occasions, they covered the Dog in chicken feathers. The two had a series of matches. Many of the bouts were for the prize of North American Heavyweight Championship. These matches were also notable for their brutality, which included ghetto street fights, dog collar matches, 2 out of 3 pitfall matches, and steel cage matches. JYD was lured to the WWF at the peak of the feud with Reed. In the summer of 1984, the JYD left the Mid-South for the World Wrestling Federation, where he was a mid-card wrestler but still a heavy over face. The JYD debuted on a Georgia's Championship Wrestling tape, held at a Kyle Auditorium on August 10, 1984, when he was defeated by Max Blue. While in the WWF, JYD made a habit of interacting with a growing number of young people in attendance, often bringing them into the ring after the matches and dancing with them. At the inaugural WrestleMania 1, JYD defeated Intercontinental Champion Greg Valentine by countout, but did not receive the title. JYD won the Wrestling Classic Tournament by defeating Randy Savage by countout in the finals, as well as beating Moondog Spot and the Iron Sheik in the earlier rounds, getting to the finals. This tournament is often cited as the first WWF pay-per-view. JYD's most notable feuds in the company came against King Harley Race, the Funk Brothers, Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk, Adrian Adonis, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Outlaw Ron Bass. He lost to Ricky Rude by disqualification at the inaugural SummerSlam in 1988. He left the company in November of 1988. After leaving the WWF in November of 1988, the JYD made his debut for the National Wrestling Alliance on December 7, 1988, at the Clash of Champions 5. He appeared during an altercation between the Russian assassin Ivan Koloff, saving the latter. His first match came shortly after, in a television taping in Atlanta against Trent Knight. JYD finished the year winning a $50,000 bunkhouse battle royale on December 26, which was held as a dark match after Starrcade 88 went off air. He spent the few first months of 1989 teaming up with Ivan Koloff, and then Michael Hayes against the Russian assassins. On April 2, 1989, JYD defeated Butch Reed at the Clash of Champions 5 in New Orleans. Before the match, he was accompanied by a second-line jazz band.
This is the main event. One full 45-minute time limit. From New Orleans, 310 pounds, world-famous Junkyard Dog. His opponent in the active corner, 380 pounds, Skandar Akbar. Devastation Incorporated presents the Ugandan giant, Kamala. David Manning, your referee.
Kamala, 300 and some odd pounds, 300 pounds Junkyard Dog. And the Junkyard Dog looks like he's ready to go as a linebacker. Well, let's see how they can fight it away. And you know, not many people have had Kamala on his back. I just think of David Von Erich. David will put him down with a claw. Now look at this battle going on. Blow to blow, toe to toe, choke to choke.
JYD began a main event run in May of 1990. On May 20th, he defeated Mean Mark Hollis in 39 seconds. He quickly became embroiled in a feud with Ric Flair for the World Heavyweight Championship. After gaining disqualifications and 9 title victories in a house show match, JYD defeated Ric Flair by DQ on June 13 at the Clash of Champions 7. JYD was then part of a short-lived Dudes with Attitude faction along with Sting, Paul Orndorff, and El Gigante, in the fall feud with the television champion Arn Anderson, defeating him in a 9-title match in less than 10 seconds on 3 house shows in September. He finished the year defeating Moondog Rex, the Iron Sheik, and Bill Irwin on the house show circuit. On February 17, 1991, he won his first WCW title, teaming up with Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich to defeat Dr. X, Dutch Mantell, and Buddy Landel to gain the WCW 6-man Tag Team Championship. He also began a short feud that month with the Master Blaster, winning each encounter. JYD and his partners held the title until June 3rd, when they were defeated by the Fabulous Freebirds in Birmingham, Alabama. He left the promotion in August. After dropping a significant amount of weight to improve his conditioning, the Junkyard Dog returned on February 29, 1992 at Super Brawl 2, during a segment where Abdullah the Butcher was attacking Ron Simmons. JYD came out the crowd to make the save. He found himself wrestling in a tag team match with Ron Simmons, Barry Windham, and Big Josh for the next few months. In April and again in June, JYD faced former 6-man champion partner Ricky Morton, defeating him on each occasion. He also formed another tag team, this time with the Big Cat. They feuded with the Vegas Connection, Diamond Dallas Page, and Vinny Vegas the rest of the summer. In April of 1993, he formed a new tag team with Jim Neidhart and began a feud with Dick Slaughter and Paul Orndorff that will last the next few months. After defeating Slater on July 28, 1993, the JYD left the promotion. After leaving the WCW, the JYD went to an independent circuit where he was wrestling for the NWA Dallas. In 1995, he was wrestling for the National Wrestling Conference in Las Vegas, where he had matches with former WWF stars such as the Iron Sheik, Mr. Hughes, and the Honky Tonk Man. The JYD has stayed active in professional wrestling until the time of his death, appearing at Extreme Championship Wrestling's 1998 Wrestlepalooza event, just 1 month prior to his death. He was the founder of the Dog Pound stable in the independent Mid-South promotion based in southern Louisiana. Now let's take a dive into the death of the Junkyard Dog. The Junkyard Dog died on June 1st, 1998 at the age of 45 in a single-car accident on Interstate 20 near Forest, Mississippi. He was returning home from his daughter LaToya's high school graduation in Wadesboro, North Carolina. Among his last contributions to professional wrestling was the training of former WWF wrestler Rodney Mack and Jazz. His daughter LaToya Ritter and his sister Kristen Woodburn represented him as he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2004 at a ceremony held on March 13, 2004, by Ernie Ladd the day before WrestleMania 20. He was buried in Russellville, North Carolina. I want to give a personal shout out to the Junkyard Dog myself. Growing up in Louisiana, New Orleans to be exact, I went to see him fight when I was maybe 4 years old, and I can tell you this, it meant the world to me. All of those wrestlers meant the world to me. The first thing I wanted to be growing up was a wrestler and follow after him and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Von Erichs, the Freebirds, Kamala, the Sheik, all these people. They meant a lot to me, so I personally want to say thanks for the memories and rest in peace. Thanks for watching. I've been Sean Mack. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit up that comment section and let me know what you thought about the Junkyard Dog. And have you ever seen him fight or wrestle back in the days? Once again, thanks for watching. Death After Sports. Junkyard Dog.